Hey y'all, what's up? This Rom Wills back at you with yet another car video. Response to Cousin T-Tall's The Diesel Man, Male Octane Observations Part 4. And the link for that video is in the description box. I saw that this morning, and I ain't gonna lie, I had to sit down for a second. You ever have a situation where it blows your mind to the point you had to go sit down? Like, a similar situation happened to me a couple years ago, right? It was me and this other dude, and Big Steve, may he rest in peace. This white girl had had a presentation, documents and everything, explaining why, in her view, the black dick was better than the white dick. I mean, she had a presentation. After she gave it, we had to walk across the street to this park because he worked at this newsstand, and we had to just go sit down. We didn't say nothing. We just said, damn. What she presented was like academic. I was like, shit. That's kind of what, on a similar level, what Cousin T-Tar presented. Because, I'm going to have a confession. I can relate to the Diesel Man thing. Not totally, not deep into it. I would say the lower level, and we'll leave it at that. Lower level, or the street level. I can relate to that, right? And shoot, even in my books, it's more from a Diesel Man perspective. Yeah, it's more from a Diesel Man perspective. I'll just say I don't have a concept of spending money to get anyone. I really don't. I think the last time I spent money to even try to get women was the 80s. But then found out about the shadow world in the 90s. So I was like, oh, well, the fuck I'm spending money for. In fact, it was funny back in the day when I was getting played like crazy. That's when I didn't even have my own place. Had a so-so car. Didn't have my own place. Wasn't keeping a steady job, but couldn't get rid of women. It was to the point I'm living at my mother's and grandmother's house and stuff. My mother knew the game. She was helping me out. But I'm going to tell you what, y'all need to check out that video. Y'all need to check out that video. Because, one, okay, the Octanes, what Cousin T-Tar did, he focused more on the male Octanes and really put some stuff in that. And, of course, the Octanes come from the master teacher BGS. Every time y'all say Octanes or talk about it, y'all need to shout out BGS. Because that was some genius level stuff. And Cousin T-Tar did it from the male side. And he even got links in the description box for some videos. He really breaks it down. He got some unlisted videos. He breaks it down. It's right in the description box. Because you know how some people act like think people talking off the top of their head. Nah, he breaks that thing down. And this is a response. This ain't even going against it. It's like you can relate. See, people don't realize people operate at that level. You got some people, I ain't calling any names, but they think that they at the top level of the interactions between men and women. I'm like, no. First of all, look, I'm just say it like this. If you got to spend money to get with that woman, you ain't at the top level. I'm going to tell you, I don't give a shit how much. You got $1 million, $1 billion. If you got to spend any pennies, you ain't at the top level. The guys at the top level, the women spending on them. And trust me, women, even if it's on a little level, women might pay for dinner or something. You know? If you gotta spend any money or think your money and status getting it, which it does, it works. But there's still a level beyond that. You know, there's still a level beyond that, and he gets into it. Now it's a tiny level. It's tiny because that's not a common thing, but it's a powerful thing what he was given. And you know what? I always talk about the sexual shadow world, and people constantly ask me how to get in. People constantly ask me. I was listening to him, and he gave some game in there. I ain't going to say where it is. I ain't going to time stamp it or anything. You're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to watch the entire video. And he gave me a secret that some women had given me about how to get at him. You know? Women had told me this. This how I really jumped into that world. Oh, man. Because the women had given it. He said the one thing, and I was like, a woman recently had said this thing, right? And I was like, damn, T-Tar just said the same exact thing, almost word for word. But if you want to see, you got to see the whole thing. Nah, I ain't going to cheat. And people be like, well, what's the timestamp? I don't want to watch all that. Nah, this is the type of knowledge you got to watch the whole thing. You're going to support that whole fucking video. Because that was a classic. That was a powerful thing. Even for some dudes think they're at a higher level. You watch that, you wouldn't do that, you're not. Ain't no excuses there. Think about it. The women are totally, when you at that certain thing and you know how to give a woman a certain thing, they totally at your beck and call. That's how deep that shit is. That's how deep it is. I mean, you get a bunch of freedom and everything, right? I mean, the only thing with it, I would say, if you're going to operate at that level, you got to be good at discreet. What the fuck? I'm sitting here chilling. This dude sitting here like, what the fuck? Get off your motherfucking phone. Shit, would have hung sooner, but I'm talking to y'all. Anyway, right? Nah, but seriously, because it really is, though. People don't understand that it's totally different. I mean, even if, like, if I listen to a dude talk about how he interacts with women, all I had to do was sit and listen to say what he does. Now, I know I did something today, a podcast on, you know, different ways to get women. And they legit. Let's just be real. They legit. But there's still different levels to it. And, you know, if you want to go spend money and do all that shit, I mean, it has a place. Everything has a place. But this is a powerful level. You see something totally different at this level. I mean, this is like some dudes think they gotta have money and everything. And in some cases, but if you learn the tricks of the trade, and I'm gonna just be real, no disrespect to anybody, but T-Tall's telling you the tricks of the trade. I'm telling you the tricks of the trade. I'm just doing it in a certain way. C-Boogie is telling y'all the tricks of the trade. He's just doing it in his way too. We telling y'all the tricks of the trade. It's like there's a lot of stuff you can skip right over. See, a lot of people following a certain playbook, and it works to an extent. But, you know, it's like the difference between getting a steak from the local grocery store, you know, a good steak from the local grocery store, and then getting a good steak from Ruth Chris. It's that much of a difference. But the thing is, it's a tough way to get there. Now, a part of it's the body game. That's why I emphasize it the most. A part of it's the body game. And if you listen real closely to what he says in the video, he gives the one thing. And it's amazing. I don't really hear dudes talk about it. It's like the one thing. It's like the one thing you hit with women. Actually, I've talked about people who follow me on one of my private sites. You know, I did a webinar on it like a couple years ago. And I said it right in the webinar. I said, no, that's all you had to do. Seriously. I know some people going to hit me up and like, well, what is it? Well, I'm going to tell you what. Here's the issue I have sometimes. When you share something, all of a sudden you get a bunch of people, they'll take that information, act like they the ones who came up with it, and then don't give you credit. At least say, you know, yeah, Uncle Ron pointed this out or something like that. Seriously, people do that shit a lot. You know? I'm like, that's why I keep some stuff for myself. Or I make you pay for it. Because remember, I'm still a hustler. And when I say hustler, that don't mean in a bad way. Like the owner of this, like a few buffalo wing places told me. He hustles chicken. He said, Rom, you hustle books. So, anyway. So, I mean, seriously, y'all really gotta check that joint out. And, like, seriously, listen to it. Get your notepad out and everything. Listen to it. Because I was like, oh, shit. I don't know how seriously, I don't hear too many guys. You get some guys complaining and stuff, and I'm like, dude, you got some people out here trying to tell you instead of arguing with us. You know, and it's funny, though. You get a lot of people talk about, well, yeah, let me get your money up. Meanwhile, some dude who understand that diesel thing, they getting paid. Women buying them shit. You know? Women spending their money on them. You know? Like I said, shit. That's how I was able to save money. I ain't had to spend too much of my own. Seriously, even when I had money. You know, I don't have to spend too much of my own. Or if I do, it's out of kindness in my heart. Yeah. You know, you get a couple like teenage kids and stuff. You get a little nicer. The father side come out in you and shit. But anyway, I'm gonna check that joint out, and like I said, I ain't gonna tell you the timestamp, and I ain't gonna tell you what it is. You're gonna have to listen to it. Some people want to listen to it over and over, and y'all need to sub that dude. Cause one thing about cousin Tito, he a pro. He a pro. This ain't this dude. The women giving him money. So while you fighting and stuff and trying to raise that thing, well, let me go off on a tangent. Ain't nothing wrong with getting money, but you getting it for you. And if the second you say you trying to raise some money to pull women, you in trouble. Seriously. If you get money, you get it strictly for you. And even you could have $1 million, but if you really learn the real secrets, you don't have to spend it. Let me pull up a bit. Yeah, you know what? Even though I had this car a while, still gotta get used to its length and everything. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I'm just now going over 10,000 miles. Anyway. So, yeah, check that joint out, man. I mean, it took it to another level. I ain't gonna lie. Cousin T-Tar, because I told him I was doing this. I told him, hey, share some stuff. Because there's still some stuff about whatever I don't even share on my private sites. Seriously. I don't share certain things unless I know exactly who I'm talking to. So, anyway, right? Rom gotta get the food. I'm gonna tell you what, when Rom hungry, I don't care about rain. Rain's just there. I'm that type. I'll drive like a regular front wheel drive car through the snow if I gotta get some ice cream or something, or some buffalo wings. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.